Hi everyone, and welcome to the monthly vibes for May. I'm so excited. I'm very excited for this week, the month. Everything is coming ahead here because not just even for the events that I have that's coming up, because it's going to be a chock-a-block full event time for me as well, but also for you guys. There's so much that's happening. It's all about learning. There's mentoring. There's experiencing. There's researching. There's gaining information. There's making progress. Even though there might be some delays this month that we might be feeling, and that's okay. Be okay with the delays, because the first part of the month you're going to feel like, wow, we're making progress. This is fantastic. You're going to be questioning things. You're going to be questioning people. You're even going to be questioning how you see life, whether it's real, is it true? What is reality and what is not? Maybe am I seeing things from a different perspective because of assumptions? So the vibes coming in this month is asking us, if you really had to look at the bigger picture of it, what is real and what is not? How much of your life this month are you now making decisions based on assumptions? And these assumptions are perhaps based on experiences that you assumed you were having based on feedback from other people, perhaps their actions, reactions, maybe circumstances, and the way that they made you feel. Because ultimately, our environment is constantly showing us where we are at emotionally in our healing journey, and where we are at in our lives, and as well as where we are at with our relationship with ourselves. Where are we at with our boundaries? So I don't have to point that out, right? So constantly things are happening, people are doing things, and it's pushing your buttons. Or sometimes maybe you're overcommitting because you're in such a happy state. And of course then we don't worry as much about boundaries. So that's a really great example where May is going to ask you to find balance during your certain emotional states. That is, of course, not an easy thing to ask. It's not going to be the easiest thing to master. But what it's asking you, and what it's really trying to show you, is that when you, for example, are going through a low moment, then we feel more oversensitive. We feel more, we need to have more boundaries. We need to have stronger boundaries. We need to have more personal space. We want to be alone a little bit more. We want to hibernate a little bit more. But of course, when we're really, really happy, we say yes to everything. We're just yes, ma'am, right? We turn into those people pleasers, but not really in that negative sense, but we just don't care as much because we don't have that oversensitivity. We feel stronger within our sense of self. We feel psychologically stronger and also happier. So you see, now we have these two polarities where our set of boundaries, the foundation of our boundaries are the same, but our emotional state is determining now, right? It's dictating what kind of boundaries are going to be expressed and when. And it's, of course, it's good to listen to your boundaries, for example, when you're feeling a little bit down because you're tired. Of course, now you need to have boundaries to say, no, I don't want to do this. I don't feel like doing that. But be mindful that you don't overcompensate where you're always saying no. For example, as when you're happy that you're always saying yes. It's really good to now see where are these two aspects out of balance in your life. Because this is going to help you to bring an overall sense of emotional stability within yourself as well, because they always talk about how we should have balance between work and play, right? I'm sure you probably know that that's you as well. I know it's me sometimes too, and it's almost the same concept. Now we're just doing that with our emotional state depending on how we're feeling. So if you're really, really down, have balance within your boundaries. If you're really super happy, still have boundaries within your happiness as well. And so coming back to that part that I was saying about like the yin and the yang of when you're happy and when you're feeling a little bit down in terms of your boundaries as well, there is a vibe coming in that's now also going to be looking at what values do you have that's practical. For example, what values around money do you have that's practical? What values do you have around friendships that's practical? Where are you being realistic and where are you being unrealistic? Sometimes a lot of our pain is caused and created by values that we have and values that we project into friendships or relationships or onto people and expectations that we have. But these values might be there and might be so heightened because of certain pain points that we have in our life, because of certain unresolved wounds, meaning our values would have been different if we didn't have certain wounds. you catch my drift, right? So it's really important here this month, May's, this vibes here, it's really asking you to have a look at where are your values within your health, your relationships, your friendships, and how practical are they? Are these values at a place in your life where it's actually reachable for people? Because sometimes we can set ourselves up for failure because of our own high expectations. But sometimes we can actually also do that to people we love the most in our lives as well. That we sometimes set expectations too high where they cannot reach it. Or if we feel that they cannot reach it, then we just assume that they cannot, and then we lower our expectations. Some of you can feel you just went like, So this is a really great month to have a look at that. Bring balance where there is imbalance within all these aspects in your life. And these were just like a few examples of how that also can come forward. You might also feel a little bit of a pinch coming in this month in May where your security feels a little bit shaken up. You might feel like your safety is a bit unstable. I'm not saying your personal safety. I mean more so your emotional security, and could perhaps also even be financial security. There are vibes coming in this month where things are being a little bit wobbly globally again. So it's like just as we start to think we're coming out of something, another wave comes up again and it just ruins the entire picture that we thought of what was coming. So if that happens, don't feel like you're taking 2, 3, 5 steps back, because you're not. What you're feeling is just an assumption of the worst to come, but it's not going to happen. It's not true. So don't project your worst case scenarios into the future just because something small might go just a little bit wrong this month. That's okay. And it's not something that necessarily will specifically happen to you. Something globally might just feel a bit of like a hiccup coming again, and we were like going, oh God, here we go again. Take a deep breath. It's not as bad as it seems. So guys, this is what I have for you for May of month. So join us also for our weekly vibes to get really detailed updates of what is happening on a daily and weekly basis. So guys, until next time, be the light that you are.
Hi guys, thank you for joining me, and remember to grab your copy of Metaphysical Anatomy on Amazon, 679 medical ailments. And I also wrote about the psychosomatic root causes of that, and I'm spoiling it because I even added key points for you to start looking at important questions that you can ask yourself to start improving your quality of life. And also remember to catch me on Instagram, Evette Rose, 1 with the digit 1, and Metaphysical Anatomy on our Facebook fan page. Bye guys!